This is going to be really, really strange without a microphone, but hopefully I'm big enough and fucking loud enough for you what we think. Thank you very much for having me tonight. I'm Chris. I'm going to talk to you about family. Now, we've already had a little chat about kids and some ice cream cones and whatever. Well, first of all, elephant in the room. I know exactly what you're thinking, looking at. Thinking, fucking hell, Ian Sterling's let himself go on. Now, if you don't know who Ian Sterling is, he's a Scottish stand-up comedian. He's the voice of Love Island, and this is exactly how we would look if he moved to Teesside. I just want to take a moment as well before we begin just to think about a couple of people that couldn't be with us tonight. My mum and dad. Thanks for the silence there, by the way. They're not dead. They're just at home because I said I was doing a scene called Newham and they said, fuck that, I am staying in front of me. They're both retired, my mum and dad, so they can do anything they want whenever they like. It's fucking brilliant. They've nailed it as well. So they do this thing where they like to do things individually. You're looking at me quite intently, you're listening very closely to what I'm saying. They like to do things individually and they also like to do things. Fucking hell, we've got a contestant up the front row. Jesus Christ, I love the genes. They like to do things individually and they like to do things as a couple as well. So I'll give you some examples. My dad's a big golfer. Any golfers in the crowd? Fuck you for that. Thanks for golf. He's out there most days. No golfers? No, sorry? Yeah. I mean, it's my first night, I'm not going to fucking ring you. You could have said yes, you know. But he likes out, he gets out, he gets his miles in, he gets his fresh air. That's what he does most days. My mum, as I said, they're both retired, don't whatever they want. She's out there, she loves getting. Glad nobody finished that. I knew somebody's been out fishing for that, fishing for that. She loves going for afternoon tea with the girls. One day to the next, nothing changes. And what they like to do together, sit around the dining table, spread the Daily Mail, and just complain about immigrants. Well, as I said, they're both retired. My dad, he worked at the Chris factory, you know, the KP factory in Billingham, the one that's not quite as good as Walker's. He was there for a good 30 odd years, fixing absolutely everything, any machines that went down, he was out there getting it all sorted out. Bit of a hero. Not quite as much of a hero as my granddad, who signed up for the army and fought for his country. But during COVID, we never once ran out of hula hoops, you know what I mean? Are you alright there? He's still the guy that we speak to whenever we need anything doing around the house, any kind of DIY, any repairs, stuff like that. He can't understand why I don't have the same skill set, though, and you know, if anything needs doing, I'm fucking useless. It's definitely a generational thing, because I mean, I'm late 30s, I grew up with the PlayStation, so I don't give a shit about putting a shelf up straight or wearing a plug, nothing like that. All I cared about was trying to find the cheat code so I could see Lara Croft's tits. And if you're wondering, it's up, down, square circle, line 2. It never leaves you. It never fucking leaves you, honestly. It never leaves you. Another reason I wanted to do what I do, just trying to be funny and make a dick of myself on stage, was it's just to get me out of the house, really. Because you know, you sit around at home with the missus and everything just descends into an argument, doesn't it? You know, even just, you're laughing, you know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? Ice creams. Even just trying to find something to watch on telly just always descends into a fucking shit show. You know, you get your snacks ready, you get your glass of wine, and then you scroll through Netflix, you scroll through Prime, Pornhub, everything, trying to find something to watch. And it always ends up with the same conversations, and you just put whatever on. And 5 minutes in, her end of the sofa lights up like a fucking police house, doesn't it? And she's going, I don't know where I'm from. You think, oh, I don't care. Within 5 minutes, she's reading this fucking Wikipedia page line by line. He's from Leeds. He's got 3 sisters. I don't fucking care. But you don't say that, do you? Do you have this argument when you're watching it? I'm presuming you're together, you're both like nobody contestants, so I'm presuming it's the pair of you, is it, yeah? Do you ever have this argument? Just, what, you want it on, he doesn't know? You don't want it on. But you always end up compromising, don't you? You don't kick off, you don't, no? You know, football goes. But my point is, you don't kick off and cause a big fight, because that's when you know it's true love, when you can really annoy and piss out at each other, but just get on with it. So, that's what's like in my house anyway. Another reason I wanted to do this was my daughter. She's kind of at that age where she's going to singing lessons, drama lessons, and dancing lessons, and all that kind of thing. I saw her in Stockton on the Globe on stage last night actually. She was up singing and I was watching her and I was thinking, she could just put so much blood, sweat and tears into something so average. I can get up and do exactly the same telling jokes on stage. There's that stage where, as a parent, your children teach you something and she taught me it's okay to work really hard instead of shame. But I'm hoping she'll be successful whatever she does. She owes us. She fucking owes us. I'm still finding glitter in the carpet, you know what I mean? And it's one of those things that you're out there and you're doing all these things for your kids. You want a bit of pay, you want something back when you're a Porsche, when you're retired, that kind of thing. But I think glitter really does my tits in. I think if a politician could come along and ban it, they'd be instantly Prime Minister for life, you know what I mean? The headlines write themselves as well, don't they? You know, glitter, keep it away from your kids. So the last thing I want to talk to you about tonight, is the one thing that actually brings us all together as a family, and that's food. I love pizza. I feel about pizza the way a lot of people feel about the gym, CrossFit. Can't have a pizza without posting about it online, telling people about my personal bests and, you know, numbers of slices that I've nailed that day, that kind of thing. And I've actually reached the rank of pizza trainer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to tell you I've got PT on the back of my t-shirt and everything. So if any of you need tips on numbers of slices, base density, dipping technique, repetition, that kind of thing, I'm definitely a man. And that is exactly how I became fasting instantly. Thank you very much.